Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Father.
I do that Sunday. Good morning. Feels really good. Exciting. This is Monday. After this weekend, we are entering into this holiday of the 4th of July. This is the third already, isn't it? All right, so happy 4th if I do not see you tomorrow. Happy 4th ahead of time. And we are sending you once again all the blessings of the Lord, and we are living in this wonderful country. This is the freest country in the world. We thank God for this freedom. And so we bless the Lord, and we send you this blessing from the Lord, okay, to you. Now, we're preparing for this celebration of the Holy Eucharist, which is Thanksgiving. Okay, we give thanks to the Lord. And in preparation, we are purging ourselves, we are cleansing ourselves, purifying ourselves with this prayer. First, we do it with our mind. We reorganize our way of thoughts. Okay, I'm not saying we are reorganizing our way of thinking. Thinking, there's a pattern of your thinking. Okay, and then when you talk about thoughts, means imagine thoughts like those pews there, objects, right? Thoughts are objects. So you place them. How you place them? It's just like rearranging your furniture. That's how you want to go through, to your living room, and that's how you like it. Now there's a way. So you arrange your furniture, but there's many ways to approach your furniture or approach the living room, because that's the way of thought, the way of thinking, and the way of thought. Are two different things. You see the distinction between the two? You see it? Okay. Thoughts, just imagine them as objects or seeds. Okay. Thoughts are like the seeds. Okay. You arrange them. I'm gonna put these seeds of orange on this place because I want to grow an orange grove. This is apple. I'm gonna put in here. Okay. And this one I'm gonna raise an oak grove. Okay. Here. Okay. In front of my house, something like that. Eucalyptus, so you don't mix them all together. Thoughts, we are cleansing it and place it in proper species or order. Okay, that's what we do. And then you have ways to go through each of these gardens. We call it the way of thinking. Okay, and so in order to do that, we need to make a distinction between what is what and what is it for, what each of these species is for, and then what do they do, and how do we contact with them, connect with them, communicate with them, have communion with them, and create with them. Okay, you talk to a grapefruit plant. Okay, it's different from talking to the 1,000 fingers Buddha plant. You ever heard of a 1,000 finger Buddha? Right? You never heard of? The fruit looks like fingers, like a lot of fingers. And it's one part of those species like orange and lemon and all those things. It smells like them, but more sweet, fragrance, very good. But it's like fingers all together. Or the dragon fruit, that one we plant a lot of those. So you talk to them when you plant a tree or plant. You talk to them different. You communicate with them in a different way. Okay. So we need to know what species they are, and our thoughts. There are many, I would say, species of thoughts, areas, and we know them because Saint Gregory the Great had divided them into 7 categories. We call them the animals, right? The animal head, and when you know the animals, okay, we have the peacock of pride. Like the toad of avarice, right? And you have the wrath of lion and the goat of lust, right? And the pig of gluttony and the snake of envy, and then you have the snail of sloth, right? Now, since you know the animals in you, you have to know that the snail would not eat the same food as the lion. And the peacock would not eat the same food as the snake. Right? So how do you communicate with any kind of animal, any plant? Well, you need to know what kind of food they like to eat. You control them, you tame them, you temper them with the food, don't you? Right? If you don't behave, I'm gonna let you, starve. I'll starve you, isn't it? So it is so wonderful that the saying great give us these animals, and we have the angels. I'm not talking about the virtues yet, heavenly virtues, against as opposed to the animals. Okay, the capital sins. Right? So you need, and you know what the toad eats, right? What does a toad eat? Flies and mosquitoes and insects. Okay? Just slurp it, huh? So whenever you see the toad, and maybe there will be flies and insects and mosquitoes. It does. And you don't like flies, you don't like mosquitoes either. It's gonna surround with those kind of animals. So they are related to each other. You see, when I put it in that way, the way of thought, you understand that when you confront avarice, right, which is the toad, you understand that there are other kinds of animals. They go hand in hand with the other insects, and with the mud, well, the earth, right, and the water, mud, earth, water. And those windy, animals, insects flying, just zzz around. Okay, all right. You see that? That's the way of thought. And of course, you talk to the mosquito in a different way from the way you talk to. You don't. You will not catch it. You have to practice with your tongue, and you slurp them, like the toad. Learn from the toad. You see that way of thought, huh? So once you organize things in that way, suddenly your way of thinking is going to change, because I know this one's going to hurt me. Yeah. And the Lord said, yeah. Blink. So I would communicate with each of these animals differently. I will not communicate with the nail as I communicate with the snake, because I will feel threatened, with the snake. I'll be careful. But the toad or the snail, less, careful. Lion and snake, okay, less care. We're very careful with them. So the communication, the mindset, the attitude is going to be different. That's the way of thought. It depends on. It's up to your mindset, right? Attitude already. Okay. So now we get deeper, because it's about us learning about ourselves here. Okay. So you look into yourself and see to it. Do you have toady thoughts in your head? Snaky, or thoughts? Do you have those kind of thoughts in your head? Do you harbor them? We do harbor them. Huh? Or do you have that snail-like thought, sloth, in your head? And those thoughts, they have their own communication, their own demands, their own hunger and thirst. They know what they want. You know what they want. And you communicate with them. Am I making sense now? So you slow yourself down. We tend to overthink because we don't organize our thoughts in that way. We just keep jumping into conclusions. Before we finish with this one thought, we already jump to another one and jump to another one. And that's why we get so anxious and so nervous and so stressed out. Slow down and just be silent, be still, and stop everything. Take a look at your thoughts. How do you do that? How do you slow down? Breathe in, and Jesus will organize everything. He is order in the midst of chaos, isn't he? He comes in and you have confusion and you have violence and you have terrorism and you have death and hell and doubt and all those kinds of things. And he came in and he put everything in order. First, by his silence. You see, by his silence. His death is silence, but that is powerful. Powerful. Okay. So when you breathe in, then there must be a moment of pause. When you breathe in, first you breathe in and you say, Jesus, and you hold on to your breath and you pause. Although there are two, but there are four. Right? You breathe in and you say, Jesus, right? You hold your breath and you pause. That is silence. And then you breathe out, you say, mercy. Okay, you stop. Okay? You pause and you stop. Silence. That's where you start to see things, or reorganizing, where you reorganize your way of thoughts. The way you put things is the way how, the road, what do you want to put on the road. Okay? So that's how you organize yourself. So is that helpful for you? Okay. We'll talk more about something else. The attraction, the hunger of each of these things in us, or animals in us, what they are hungry for. It is your hunger as well, because whatever they're hungry for, it is your hunger. Now, do not think that these things, these animals they are dangerous, okay? But do not think that they are useless. They are very useful for you, okay? They are not useless, because each of them just demands something in your life, and each of them will tell you what you need, really. If you do not fulfill their need, and what is that need all about? So we're gonna probe into it and drop into it later, okay? Remind me, because this is important for you to, reorganize yourself, okay? But the OK technology is the ultimate technology. It's the digital technology, digital spirituality. It is simple, powerful, universal. Okay, simple is simply one breath, one ultimate name, almighty name, and one blessing, mercy. Let us stand and praise. Let us return to the present and be present to our own breathing. Let's take a deep breath. In the name of the Father.
In the name of the Father.
Hold on to God the Father with all your mind. Out. And of the Son.
And of the Son.
Hold on to Jesus with all your heart. Breathe in. And of the Holy.
And of the Holy.
Hold on to holiness with all your soul. Breathe out. Spirit.
Spirit.
Let go of your ego. Let the Holy Spirit take hold of your body. Breathe in. Say A.
A.
Hold on to God, the Father, the Alpha. And breathe out. Say Amen.
Amen.
Let the peace of Jesus Christ be with all men and women of goodwill. Breathe in, Jesus.
Jesus.
Breathe down to the toe. Hold on to your breath. Out. Mercy. Through the nose, empty yourself. Breathe in. Jesus. To the toe, hold on to your breath. Out. Mercy. Through the nose, empty yourself. Breathe in. Jesus. To the toe, hold on to your breath. Out. Mercy. Through the nose, empty yourself. Breathe in. Jesus. To the toe, hold on to Jesus. Out. Mercy. Through the nose, empty yourself. Breathe in. Jesus. To the toe, hold on to your breath. Out. Mercy. Through the nose, empty yourself. Breathe in. Jesus. To the toe, hold on to your breath. Out. Mercy. Through the nose, empty yourself. Breathe in. Jesus. To the toe, hold on to your breath. Out. Mercy. Through the nose, empty yourself. Breathe in. Jesus. To the toe, hold on to Jesus. Please be seated. As you sit down, breathe out. Mercy. To the toe, hold on to your breath. Breathe in. Jesus. To the toe, hold on to your breath. Breathe out. Mercy. Through the nose, empty yourself. Breathe in. Jesus.